The more I learn about Fusion in Davinci Resolve, the more fun I am having editing. It's really cool to come up with some neat effects like this one. Yep, that effect. That's what we're gonna make today in the Fusion page of Davinci Resolve. So welcome back to Creator Reality. I hope you enjoy this video and learn something. I'm gonna walk you through every step from start to finish to make the effect you just saw. It's pretty slick, and if you stick around till next week, I will be doing a video on how to make this reusable in other projects. So without any further ado, let's jump into Davinci Resolve and take a look at what we're working with. Here we are. I've got a clip and I've already magic masked this out. If you want to see a magic mask tutorial, it's right up here, upper corner somewhere, right? Anyway, I've already magic masked this short clip, but I want to add that super duper outer stroke you saw earlier. So I'm going to start by right clicking on our clip and open in Fusion page. Now what you see here is media in 1 is on the left. You can see it's got the left dot illuminated, and then the right dot is illuminated for media out 1. So that's in the right hand viewer, and in the middle is magic mask. We're going to start by going up to our effects library. If you don't see it, click effects, and then you want to come down. Instead of tools, we want to expand templates, edit, and click on effects. You can scroll or you can click the magnifying icon and type in STR, and we see outer stroke. We're going to drag that on and you'll see the line turns blue. You can drop it right there. Boom, now it's in line, right? So we have our outer stroke effect that we are so used to from my last video on it. We're going to double click to expand it and move it over a little bit so it all fits. And we can grab the line right there. See my icon changed? And we can collapse our viewers up here. We don't need them right now, but we are going to grab the corner of this box and expand it, move things out of the way. Okay, this gives us room to work with. So the first thing we need to do is click on Erode Dilate. And we're going to come over here, change our amount to 0.005. That's fine. So it was pretty close anyway, just by default. That's good. And we want to change our filter from box to circle. So now with our box selected, nothing else selected, we want to press Shift Spacebar and type in fast and get a fast noise. Click add, it adds it in blank space, and we can drag it up to our viewer, or you can press the 1 key to show it in this left-hand viewer. And if I expand this a little bit, you'll see it's just creating a noisy texture. So we're going to go start to modify things, double click on detail, and we want to change that to 10. And then if you press tab, it moves down the controls, and shift tab moves back up. So now contrast is selected. I'm going to type in 20, press tab, and then the scale, we want to change that one to about 9.25. And then our angle. Angle's interesting. We're going to right click and we're going to say modify with anim curves, which gives us this modifier over here. And we want to change the curve shape from transition to duration. Scale is 360, that's fine. We'll go back to tools and we should be good there. So now with fast noise 1 still selected, we want to press Shift Spacebar and type in Displace. And you'll see it comes up here, DSP, click add, and it's connected. See that? So we can actually drag that over here, and we have fast noise 1 connected to Displace 1. We don't have to make any changes. So now with nothing selected, we want to press Shift Spacebar, type in edge. You get edge detect, click add, and then we're going to take the output from Displace 1 into edge detect on the blue. So it's a mask. This blue means mask. Now we want to connect the output of Erode Dilate to our edge detect. So we're going to disconnect this. I just clicked on the line, take our output, drag it into edge detect, and we can bring this up here. We can rearrange things to make more room, make it a little bit clearer to see what's going on. The output of edge detect is going to go into shadow. So we're connecting the yellow lines there. So that's our inputs and our outputs. So now with edge detect selected, we want to come over to our inspector and we want to double click on this and press 0.2, enter to go away from that. Brightness, we're going to change that one to 5 and then leave the rest alone. And you can already see if I blow up this window here that things are looking different. Control mouse wheel to zoom in. You can see the edge looks a little funny on our outer stroke, right? So we'll zoom back out show this big box again. Now we want to add a glow. So we're going to make sure nothing is selected. Press Shift Spacebar, type in glow, and click add. And now we have a glow node. So now we want to connect the edge detect to the glow. So we can actually drag this in and hold Shift. The line turned blue, let go, and now it's connected. So now we have a glow up here. We'll show it in a little bit. But our glow size, we're going to change that to 5. And then we're going to tab over to glow. 0.8 is fine. Blend 0.2 is fine. And that looks good. So if I expand this and then control mouse wheel to zoom in, if I want a blue glow, this bright blue here, right? I can hold pick, drag over, and it gives you RGB values. And it's not going to look right, right? So we can control Z to undo that. And we'll bring media in 1. I'll press the 1 key, bring it up. I want a light blue. So now I want to click on glow, and I want to hold pick and drag it over here. And you see it's picking different colors now. It works better over in this viewer with the original footage for some reason. But this blue is pretty good. We'll let go. And now you'll see that red, green, and blue scales are all different. And we have a blue glow over here, right? We're almost done. Are you getting anything out of the video? Click the like button. Yeah, boop that sucker for me. Show me you care. So now we go back to our edit page and we let Davinci Resolve do its thing with the render cache, which shouldn't take too long. This is a pretty easy effect for Resolve to render. And now we can play this back. I'll make it a little bit bigger here. And you can see that while my magic mask wasn't perfect, we have this neat rotating effect with the fire, right? It kind of looks like fire, right? It's like a superhero comic book effect. Hey, that'd be a good title for this video. So anyway, now you can go back into Fusion if you want and tinker with things. So back on our Fusion page, we can change the glow. It makes it look weird. It makes it go away. Control Z to undo. I find that 0.8 works really well. The glow size, you can make it feather into the background quite a bit more if you want. Control Z to undo that. You can change your color and everything. And then if you go into our fast noise, and we'll drag it up to the viewer here, you can change some of the parameters on this. Watch this right-hand viewer as we change the detail. So it gets kind of, I don't know, more like a ghost effect there. Control Z to undo. The contrast is also interesting. If you drag that down, you get more of the original effect, and it'll have a little bit less effect going on than what we want. So Control Z to undo that one. And then brightness will fill in more of the spots. So you see in the left viewer, it's changing things. Control Z to undo. And it's all about what's going on in here. Now, what the angle did earlier is that throughout the clip, you see that it's rotating. So it kind of makes this fire superhero effect move. So only the white parts are showing up. So this white part is somewhere over here, and then there's a black part next to it where it's not overlapped by the outer stroke. So when we come back and we let it do its thing again, because we were tinkering with it, I'll press the D key to re-enable the background, and then when this is done rendering, we'll play this back one last time. And there you go. I've got kind of a superhero flame effect going on around me. Isn't that cool? Isn't that a neat way to spice up the outer stroke effect that Blackmagic Design gave us in Davinci Resolve 19.1? I think it's pretty cool. If you think it's pretty cool, you should subscribe to my channel, because I'm just trying to find more ways to use this stuff. I find it super fascinating to dive in, take something that's already built and muck with it and change it and add to it. And in this case, it works out pretty good. So again, next week, I'm going to show you how to make this reusable. It's kind of a standalone video. It will apply to a great many things that you can do in Fusion. So I hope you stick around for that. Hit the subscribe button, bell icon, all that stuff, if you want to be notified about that when it drops. But until next time, here's a video I've already done, and go watch that next. I hope you're having a great day. John out.